Hello, I'm Maurice Bernard. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be keeping you updated with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel. Let me take you back just a little. We all saw Nina in a moment of pure desperation, trying to protect everyone around her. She never meant to harm Brennan. She was simply trying to stop Valentine from making a terrible mistake, and in the chaos of that confrontation at Willow's house, the syringe meant for someone else ended up in Brennan's back. Poor Nina has always been a woman who acts with her heart first and thinks later, and this time her heart may have led her straight into a nightmare. I've always admired Cynthia Watros for bringing such layered emotion to Nina, and in these recent scenes you can see the guilt already eating away at her, even before she fully understands what she has done. Now here is where my own longtime viewer instincts tell me the story is heading somewhere very dark and very personal. I suspect Sidwell will not leave Brennan lying in a regular hospital bed for long. In my mind, he has already made the decision to move Brennan quietly to a private clinic under Ross Cullum's complete control. Why do I feel so strongly about this? Because Sidwell has shown us time and again that he plays a long game. The man who was behind the drug that paralyzed Drew would not hesitate to keep Brennan in the same helpless state. Instead of allowing any chance of recovery, he will instruct the doctors to continue those paralyzing injections, keeping Brennan alive but completely unable to speak or move. It's chilling, yet perfectly in character for a man who wants to finish César Faison's final project without any interference. I keep asking myself, what exactly is this final project that has Sidwell and Cullum so determined? Brennan had been investigating it quietly, and that investigation clearly made him a threat. By keeping him locked away in this secret facility, they removed the last obstacle. I picture Brennan waking up, fully aware, but trapped inside his own body, watching as his enemies go through his files and notes. The parallel with Drew's ordeal is unmistakable, and that is what makes it so fascinating to me. We are essentially getting a new version of the Drew story, but with higher stakes, because Brennan has no family in Port Charles to fight for him the way the Quartermains fought for Drew. Carly is still angry about the way Brennan recruited Jocelyn into the WSB, so she won't lift a finger to help. Valentine has his own reasons to stay silent. This isolation makes Brennan's situation feel even more desperate and real. One of the things I love most about General Hospital is how the writers let consequences ripple outward. Nina is about to discover that Brennan has vanished from the hospital, and when she does, I believe her suspicion will fall squarely on Sidwell. She has always been sharp when it comes to protecting the people she loves, and once she starts connecting the dots, she will realize the terrible position she is in. Not only must she carry the guilt of having caused Brennan's condition, but she may also become Sidwell's next target if the truth comes out. That creates such a wonderful race against time. Will Nina find the courage to speak up before Sidwell tightens his grip even further? I think she will, because deep down, Nina has grown so much over the years. She is no longer the impulsive woman who first came to Port Charles. She has become someone who understands that secrets this big eventually destroy everyone they touch. The chaos this is creating inside the WSB feels absolutely authentic to me. An organization that once seemed untouchable is now being shaken from within. Cullum taking orders from Sidwell, or at least working alongside him, suggests that the agency itself has been compromised. I have always enjoyed the spy elements in General Hospital, going all the way back to the Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio years. This current storyline reminds me of those classic tales, but with a more modern, personal edge. Sidwell's dark plans are turning the WSB into something unrecognizable, and that adjustment feels fresh and necessary for the show. It proves that even the most powerful institutions can be corrupted when the wrong people gain control. What excites me most as a longtime fan is how this story keeps raising the temperature week after week. We see Brennan paralyzed, fighting silently in that hospital bed or private clinic. We see Nina beginning to investigate on her own. We sense Sidwell moving pieces into place with cold calculation. Every episode leaves me wondering who will break first. Will Brennan somehow find a way to communicate despite the drugs? Will Carly's anger soften enough for her to notice something is wrong? Or will Willow, whose own family has been touched by Sidwell's medicine, become an unexpected ally in this fight? I have to admit that part of me hopes Brennan does not stay trapped forever. Chris McKenna has brought such quiet strength and intelligence to the role that I want to see him get a fighting chance. At the same time, I understand why the writers are taking their time. Stories like this need room to breathe so that when the truth finally explodes, it will hit us with real emotional force. I have seen the show do this successfully many times before, and I trust they are building towards something memorable. Another aspect I appreciate is how this plot is weaving together so many different characters I have grown to love. Nina's complicated history with Valentine, her protectiveness toward Willow, Carly's fierce loyalty to her daughter, even the quiet presence of the WSB agents, everything feels connected. That is the magic of General Hospital at its best. One seemingly small mistake, Nina's hand slipping with that syringe, can set off a chain reaction that touches half the town. As I sit here thinking about the coming weeks, I feel genuine anticipation. The idea that Brennan is becoming a new version of Drew's nightmare is both heartbreaking and thrilling. It shows us that history in Port Charles has a way of repeating itself, but never in exactly the same way. Sidwell believes he has everything under control, yet I suspect he is underestimating the determination of the people who refuse to let evil win. Nina's growing suspicion, the internal turmoil at the WSB, Brennan's silent struggle, all of it is building toward a climax that I cannot wait to see. I have watched this show through countless ups and downs, through weddings, funerals, betrayals, and redemptions. This current chapter feels special because it combines the high-stakes spy thriller elements with very human emotions of guilt, fear, and courage. It reminds me why I have stayed loyal for so many decades. No matter how dark the road gets, there is always hope that the truth will come out and justice in some form will prevail. So I will keep tuning in every day, just as I have for years. I will keep hoping that Brennan finds his voice again, that Nina finds the strength to do what is right, and that Sidwell's carefully constructed plans begin to crumble under the weight of his own arrogance. The heat is on in Port Charles right now, my friends, and I, for one, am loving every single minute of it. There is so much more story still to tell, and I believe the best surprises are yet to come. What strikes me most is how this new conflict is directly tied to Brennan's uncertain future. I keep thinking about that poor man lying there, trapped in his own body, fully aware, but unable to move or speak. Sidwell's decision to move him from the hospital to that secret private clinic under Cullum's control was already chilling. Now, it looks like he is ready to escalate everything. The paralyzing drug will not just keep Brennan silent. It may become the tool Sidwell uses to force a much larger confrontation. I believe we are about to see one of the craziest new developments the show has given us in recent memory. Brennan's future is hanging by a thread, and every episode makes me wonder if he will ever regain control of his life or if Sidwell's plan will permanently change who he is. The evidence is building right in front of us. Sidwell has already shown he has no problem using medicine as a weapon. He did it with Drew, and now he is doing it again with Brennan. Only this time, the stakes feel higher because Brennan was investigating Faison's final project. That project is clearly the key to everything. By keeping Brennan drugged and hidden, Sidwell removes the last person who could expose the truth. But I sense he is not stopping there. He is gearing up for open conflict with anyone who gets too close. Nina's growing suspicion is the spark that could set everything off. Once she realizes Brennan has vanished and connects it to Sidwell, she will have no choice but to act. And when she does, Sidwell will be ready for war. This new explosion of action is genuinely changing the show in ways I did not expect. The WSB, which once felt like an untouchable force, is now crumbling from within. Cullum, following Sidwell's lead, proves the agency has been compromised at the highest level. I love how the writers are showing us that even the most powerful organizations can be twisted when the wrong people take charge. It reminds me of the classic spy stories from the show's golden years, but with a darker, more personal edge. Sidwell is not just fighting for money or power. He is fighting to bury the past and secure a future where no one can challenge him again. As a longtime viewer, I find myself asking the same questions every day. Will Brennan find a way to fight back even while paralyzed? Could a single flicker of his eyes or a small movement of his finger become the clue that saves him? Or will Sidwell's new war swallow him completely? I believe the answer is coming soon, and it will be explosive. The tension is building so perfectly that I can feel the heat with every episode. Nina is caught in the middle, carrying terrible guilt while fearing she might be the next target. Carly remains angry, but even she may not be able to ignore what is happening forever. Valentine has his own secrets, and Willow's family has already been hurt by Sidwell's medicine. All these threads are pulling tighter, and when they finally snap, the fallout will touch nearly everyone in Port Charles. What makes this storyline so addictive is how real it feels despite the dramatic twists. Sidwell's cold calculation, Brennan's silent suffering, and the growing sense that a major war is about to break out create a perfect storm. This is not just another revenge plot. It is a story about power, betrayal, and the high cost of secrets. I truly believe these new developments are changing the direction of the show for the better. They are giving longtime characters fresh challenges and reminding us why we fell in love with General Hospital in the first place. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Sidwell may think he is ready for this new war, but I have watched enough stories over the decades to know that arrogance like his usually leads to a dramatic downfall. Brennan's future may look bleak today, but I hold on to hope that the truth will fight its way to the surface. The explosions are coming, my friends, and they are going to shake Port Charles to its core. I will be right here every afternoon, cup of tea in hand, watching it all unfold with the same excitement I felt when I first discovered this wonderful show so many years ago. The best is yet to come, and I am loving every intense, heart-pounding minute of it. Thank you for watching my video. I will regularly update you with the latest news about the drama General Hospital, so please stay tuned.